Does it not feel like the financial industry is hiding the real rules of wealth from us? If you've spent more than 5 minutes on social media, you've heard something along the lines of the wealthy play by a different set of rules, or here's one hack the elite don't want you to know. If I've learned anything over 20 years of being an entrepreneur, it's that income alone won't make you wealthy. So today we're breaking down why so many high earners stay stuck and how the top 1% structure their wealth strategies differently. If you've ever wondered why some people build lasting wealth while others just make a good living, this episode is for you. Let's dive in. Welcome to Own the Exit, the podcast dedicated to helping entrepreneurs and high-income professionals build lasting wealth and secure their financial future. I'm your host, Aaron Leatherdale. So today I'm flying solo to share something that has fundamentally changed my approach to wealth building. My journey began at 22 years old when I caught the real estate bug. I bought my first fourplex, and 10 years later, I knew it was still far from the success that I'd envisioned. I felt trapped by the demands on my time and my attention, building up a large portfolio of rental units that I was managing all myself. Fast forward 20 years, and I think I may have cracked the code now, but it didn't happen overnight. Along the way, I was overworked, overwhelmed, burning out while trying to build wealth, lacking the tools needed to do it without sacrificing what mattered most, my family time. So in today's episode, I'm going to cover the biggest myths about investing that keep even high earners stuck, why traditional investment advice benefits the financial industry, not you, the critical difference between active income and passive wealth building, the system I discovered that enabled me to build a mid-9-figure real estate portfolio in 24 months, and actionable steps that you can take today to start investing like the top 1%. So let's get started and uncover the truth about wealth that smart investors know. The number one mistake new investors make is believing the standard financial advice, right? What's the biggest lie you've been told about building wealth? Let's break down some of these common myths that keep people stuck. But first, let me share just a little bit about my journey. I started out as a real estate investor, buying my own portfolio of rentals, flipping homes. I built a short-term rental business on Airbnb. I had an advertising company, became a real estate agent, and did about $3 million of sales in my first year, and was also involved in other different businesses, sales, other ventures. And all of these experiences taught me valuable lessons about real estate investing, about business management, about the importance of strategic growth. But despite what that looked like on the outside, I was working constantly and missing out on precious time with my family, my health, having that margin between my work life and my personal life. And so why do so many people, I'm sure you can all think of people that make great money working, but they never actually build wealth? There's a huge gap between earning and keeping money. Let me share a few sobering statistics. According to a study by the National Bureau of Economic Research, approximately 15.7% of NFL players file for bankruptcy within 12 years of retiring. These are high-income earners, multi-million-dollar salaries. According to a study by Fidelity Investments, many physicians are on track to replace only 56% of their income in retirement. According to research from the Urban Institute, 1 in 10 high-income families have no retirement savings at all. According to a study on investors with significant assets, 51% of those with $500,000 or more in investable assets feel concerned about their financial security in retirement. Why? Because even though these stats represent very skilled, talented, successful people, those people did not learn how to make their money work for them. And I see this all the time, even with successful entrepreneurs, right? We have certain skill sets. We build businesses that can generate substantial revenue, but we get trapped in this cycle of trading our time for money. Whether we're working a W-2 job, whether we have our own business, that trap can be the same. The lifestyle expenses increase with income, leaving little left for true wealth building. For myself, I actually remember being in this exact position, right? Launching multiple successful businesses, running them, having them be successful, but me being overworked, overwhelmed, burning out, realizing that I'm trading my life, pieces of my life, my time, my most valuable resource for money with no kind of long-term strategy to have my money work for me. This brings us to the critical distinction that many know, but was a discovery for me, and it really changed everything. And it's the difference between active income and passive wealth building. So what's the real difference between working for money and having money work for you? You may have heard the quote by Warren Buffett, "Until you learn how to make money while you sleep, you'll work until you die." And many people don't understand this distinction between active and passive, or they don't think through it. Active income is what most of us are just familiar with, right? We work, we get paid. Whether you're earning a salary, you're billing hourly, you're running a business that requires your daily involvement, whatever it is, you're trading your time for money. The problem, your earning potential is capped by the hours in a day and your own energy levels. Think of this example. Let's say you're making $200 an hour. That's a huge amount of money hourly. Most people can't make $200 an hour, but let's say you have a unique skill set. If you wanted to make $1 million in a year, you would have to work 5,000 hours. If you worked 40 hours a week for 52 weeks a year and didn't take a single day off, no holidays, no sick days, that's only 2,080 hours in a year. So you would have to put in 80, 90-hour weeks, making $200 an hour to generate $1 million. And so it just becomes not feasible to generate more and more higher levels of income when it's tied to your active work and the taxation on your time and your energy. It comes to a point where that's capped, but you don't have that cap with passive wealth building. And so that's what Warren Buffett was getting at. Hey, I've only got X amount of hours in a week, but if I can get my money and my assets working for me, then the sky is really the limit. So there's a lot of investments that don't require our active involvement. Rental income from real estate, oil and gas royalties, dividends from businesses you don't operate, private lending, debt that you control and own, where you're the lender. And here's the key insight in all this. Wealthy people focus on building assets that produce passive income, while everyone else, most people, focus on increasing their active income. And we've had conversations with doctors. I'm thinking of a guy right now who he feels trapped, even though he's making a lot of money. He might actually be getting close to that $1 million I mentioned, but he's sacrificed. It's his hours that are putting in that grind to because it's all active income. And we look at that guy sometimes, we're like, oh, wow, that's so awesome. I wish I had that career. But what we don't realize is it's a trap, because it's all based on us and it's based on our active involvement. And so think about it this way. If you stop working tomorrow, how long could you maintain your lifestyle? For most high income earners, the answer is months, maybe a couple of years. But for truly wealthy individuals, the answer is generations. Even if they stop working, they don't actually have to do any active work because their money's working for them. So this realization led me to completely just restructure my approach to work, investing in, yes, I want to invest in the active side where I'm increasing my skills, I'm increasing my knowledge, my mind, my team, my output of active work, because I want to do active work. Me personally, I like doing the active work, but it needs to go hand in hand and have a part of a bigger strategy of building up that passive wealth building. And so here's something that kind of changed my life. It's my system. I started with a question. What if I could build wealth without sacrificing my priorities? And so that's a question for you. What if you could build wealth without sacrificing your priorities? After years of trying to do everything myself with my hours, flipping houses, managing rental properties, running a property management company, to name a few, right? I searched for a better way, and I found something incredible, a system that enables entrepreneurs to create passive wealth through real estate, using a team of experts to handle everything without me having to do everything myself. So with this system, this is how I built a mid-9-figure real estate portfolio in under 24 months and scaled that across multiple states. We have about $200 million in assets under management, another $150 million in the pipeline through Oak IQ Investments. Out of that, I also founded Arc Built Construction, which is doing multi-million-dollar projects for clients all throughout the state on multifamily renovations, upgrades, construction. And here's what makes this approach different. First, it's about leveraging expertise, not just capital, right? Instead of me trying to be the expert in every aspect of real estate, I built a team of specialists who excel in their respective areas. Somebody gave me some business advice a few years back, and what they told me was, hey, if you want to scale, you have to get everybody in their lane. You have to free people from things that are not in their area of expertise, right? Where they don't get bogged down with things that don't excite them, or they have passion on, or they have a kind of a natural gifting or aptitude towards. If you can get everybody in their lane, then everyone's just running and everyone's successful. And I say this, I think I said this on another podcast previously, I'm probably good at only about maybe 10% of things, right? Or 20% of things in a business. It's rare when you find somebody that can do everything. And if you do find that person, that doesn't mean they should do everything. But for me personally, I'm great at probably 10 or 20% of things and not so great at all the rest of the stuff. And so that's the idea here of leverage, right? Of having money and having teams work for you to generate more income. So this focuses on scale, right? So instead of small residential properties that I used to do, they would consume my time, my attention. Now we do larger multifamily assets, 100 units and above. So this also emphasizes passive participation. So as a limited partner in these deals, I get all the benefits of real estate ownership without the day-to-day headaches of property management. Instead of owning 100% of a house, I own a small piece of a 100-unit apartment complex with a team on it, with everybody in their lane that's scaling, that's growing, that I don't need to work actively to create that value. So fourth, this system and what I put together utilizes creative financing strategies specifically designed for the current market, maximizing returns while minimizing risk. So let me share a real kind of example here to illustrate how this works in practice. So one of our investors, a successful professional with a portfolio heavily weighted in stocks, was seeking diversification when we connected. He'd followed a lot of the traditional advice, right? The 401ks, the stocks, the bonds. He was doing what you're supposed to do. But he had a big liquidity event approaching, and he didn't see a lot of options there that would help him with the tax strategies. And so we reviewed his goals and were able to get him invested with some of our deals here at Oak IQ. And we effectively rebalanced his investment portfolio, reducing market risk while maintaining strong returns that consistently outperformed the S&P. The real estate investments that we put him in provided some lower volatility that he sought, had cash flow, tax advantages were a huge part of it that helped mitigate the impact of his upcoming liquidity event. Within just the first year, he saw the benefits of his diversification strategy. His investments now provide more consistent returns without the extreme fluctuations of the stock market. Looking ahead, he's working with Oak IQ to create a laddered investment approach that will provide increasing cash flow as he approaches retirement in 4 to 5 years. In his own words, he's finally found investments that help him feel more secure, feel consistency, and build that passive income over time. In short, we helped him to find a way to make his money work for him. And it's going to take time. It's going to take time for him to build that up to then eventually replace his active income. This is the power of passive real estate investing. It creates both financial returns and lifestyle freedom, and it's available to anyone willing to step outside the conventional investment wisdom. My story isn't unique, right? We all struggle balancing our drive for success and our desire for freedom and family time. And I simply found a system that allowed me to build wealth without sacrificing my priorities. I'm a father of 5. My mission is to help other successful entrepreneurs invest in quality real estate projects without the typical headaches, maximizing their return on life, not just the return on dollars. Now, I can hear some of you thinking, this sounds great, Aaron, but I don't know where to start. The good news is you don't need to figure it out alone. Here's how to begin implementing this strategy regardless of your current financial situation. First, education. Education is crucial. Before putting a dollar into any real estate investment, understand the fundamentals, right? This is what I did. This is what any smart investor will do. Read books, listen to podcasts, join investment groups. Knowledge is your best defense against a potential bad deal. Second, start small, but start now. Many quality real estate syndications. So a syndication is basically this group investment, right? Like I said, you can have 100% of a house, or you can have a piece of a larger 100 unit, 200 unit project where the funds are grouped together from multiple investors. And that's a way where you can get in small on something that's actually a very large project with a lot of upside. And some of these real estate syndications like Oak IQ will accept minimum investments of $100,000. Which can sound like a lot, but the key is to get in the game. Start finding creative ways to snowball capital. Find ways to make your money work for you as you reach for that goal of having enough capital to get in where the big boys play, right? Or eventually you can start through your active income, begin moving some of it over to passive wealth building opportunities that will then over time outpace your active income. Third, leverage relationships. Connect with experienced investors and operators in the multifamily space. Most successful investors are happy to share their knowledge, sometimes even their deals. Fourth, be patient but persistent. Building wealth through passive investments isn't a get-rich-quick scheme. What I usually say is real estate investing is my favorite get-rich-slow scheme. It's a methodical process of accumulating cash-flowing assets over time. All right, let's summarize the key takeaways from today's episode. Traditional approaches to wealth building often lead to being overworked and overwhelmed, sacrificing what matters most in life, right? That's number one. Number two, income alone won't make you wealthy. And I know that's a crazy idea to a lot of people. It's not about earning more with your active income only. The path to true wealth is converting active income into passive income producing assets. Number three, real estate, when approached correctly with the right system and team, can create significant passive wealth without consuming your time and attention. Number four, you don't have to be an expert in every aspect of real estate investing. You can leverage other people's expertise, and this is the key to scaling successfully. Number five, success isn't just about dollars. It's about maximizing your return on life and having time for what truly matters. So here's your action plan for the next 30 days. Audit your current investments to identify how much passive income they're generating. Educate yourself on alternative investment syndications as an investment vehicle. Connect with at least 3 experienced real estate operators or investors. Identify one specific action you can take to begin shifting from active income only to passive income. Remember, the goal isn't just accumulating money, right? It's buying back your time and your freedom while building lasting wealth. If today's episode resonated with you, I'd love to hear your thoughts. Connect with me on social media at Aaron Investing or at Own the Exit. Leave a comment on our website. And if you're serious about building passive wealth through real estate without the headaches, visit oakiq.com to learn more about how we help entrepreneurs and high-income professionals invest in quality real estate projects that maximize both financial returns and quality of life. Remember, stop trading time for money. Start making your money work for you. That's how you truly own the exit. Until next time, this is Aaron Leatherdale, and you've been listening to Own the Exit.